even though the most recent ruling has showed that you were correct and what they were doing was illegal and you exposed a crime.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is a continuing story. In 2013, when this first came out, President Obama went out on stage, because he was getting singed in the press, and said, take it from me, nobody is listening to your phone calls. Even though nobody said...
Just metadata.
Yeah, nobody said they were listening to your phone calls. It wasn't like they had headsets on, 300 plus million people in the United States. You'd have to have computers do that. But what they did do was they collected the records of your phone calls. And to an analyst, to an intelligence analyst, that's more valuable than the transcripts of your phone calls. We care less about what you said on the phone than who you called, when you called them, what else you were doing, what your phone was doing, right? The websites that you had accessed, the cell phone towers they were connected to. All of those things, that metadata creates what's called the social graph, your pattern of life. It says based on when your phone becomes active in the morning, when you start calling people, when you start browsing, when you check your, Twitter feed, you're scrolling on Instagram, whatever, that's when you wake up. When it stops, that's when you go to sleep. We see where you are, we see where you live, we see who you live with, all of those things, right? That's just from metadata. You don't need the content of your communications. I don't need to see what picture you posted on Instagram to know you're awake and active and you're communicating with this person at this phone, this place, this area code, this IP address, this version of software, whether they're using Android or iOS, all of these things. And now as we get smartphones, as your cars begin connecting to the internet, it's just richer and richer and richer data. I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry, I got off topic. But the bottom line is things get better. They get better slowly. Oh, right. Sorry. Now, Obama was saying, nobody listens to your phone calls, right? That was June 2013. By January of 2014, giving a State of the Union address, he went, although he could never condone what I did, the conversation that I started has made us stronger as a nation. He was calling for the end of this program, the passage of a new law called the USA Freedom Act, another Save the Puppies Act, which was better than the thing it was replacing, but still really bad. And he did that not out of the goodness of his heart. Right? He did that because the court in December of 2013 had ruled these programs were unlawful and likely unconstitutional. And this is, again, it's not an Obama thing, it's a power thing. This is how the system works, right? But year by year, step by step, things get better. We make progress a little bit at a time. And the fact that someone is suing, the fact that the ACLU is bringing this case, and we should thank them for that, for years, which is a difficult and expensive proposition with no guarantee of success, means that we have stronger privacy rights 7 years later as a result. That doesn't mean we save the world. That doesn't mean we relax. We sit down on the couch. There's the golden sunset. That's not how life works. It is a constant struggle. But when we do struggle, when we do stand up, we believe in something so strongly we don't merely believe in it, but we risk something for that belief. We work together and we pull the species forward an inch at a time. We move away from that swamp of impunity and unaccountability into a future where, hey, maybe not just a little guy breaks the law and goes to jail, but maybe a senator, maybe an attorney general, maybe a president, right? And that would be a very good precedent to have.